Hey there, welcome to Between Books. We're Tori and Sal. This podcast is just a place to share our thoughts, theories, and chat about our favourite books. We're here for a bit of banter and a bit of fun and just to feed our bookish brains. There will be swearing, there will be smut talk, so if that is your vibe, then stick around. Today's episode is a Crescent City book 1, chapters 1 through to 5, kind of like plot breakdown, world building, just this general like guide to understanding the first chapters because it's a bit of a journey and it's a lot for people to understand. I know I struggled and a lot of people have struggled. So this is generally like, yeah, if you've read chapters 1 to 5, then it's going to help you to redigest that and then be able to understand the book even further. And if you have read the whole Crescent City trilogy, then you can just come along for the nostalgic journey. Enjoy the episode, guys.
Welcome back, everyone. We've got a very exciting...
I'm like, it's literally my vocal stim is you doing that. I wanted you to keep going. I was
I don't know how else to start this.
I don't want you to start it in any other way.
Okay, all right. Because like that is, I think if you listen back to every single episode, it's just me saying, welcome back, everyone.
I just love it.
In a different... higher, lower, like side to side. What the fuck is happening with this fucking headset? Sorry, having some issues.
We've got a bit of aggression to start the podcast episode.
We
today.
do. We have got a good, exciting episode today. We are going to go through, as Sal said in the beginning of our little intro there, Crescent City. Sal is currently reading Crescent City. She's book 2, almost done book 2. I have read all of Crescent City many years ago, not many years ago, but like I read the first one a while ago. And as we know, the third one only came out last year. Yeah. So honestly, book 1, I do remember. I think I'd probably say I remember the most about Crescent City because it's the last one that I read. Like Throne of Glass and Akatar I read fucking years ago. So Crescent City I do remember a little bit of. Even just reading some of your brief notes, I'm like, yep. So Sal will carry this one because she's currently reading it and has a fresher perspective. But I will, chime in along when I can, and my brain allows me to remember anything longer than 4 seconds ago. Sal?
Amazing. Let's do it. Thanks for the intro into the episode. You carried the last one. So
Yes, the Alchemized one, guys. So also listen to that because that's a really good one.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, what I'm going to do is, socks is tickling my foot. What we're going to do is I'm going to generally go over the kind of world first and where we are, what the kind of people are that are in it, whatever else, the houses, the hierarchy, and then we'll go through the chapters 1 to 5 to kind of give them a bit of a breakdown of what's happened. So first of all, okay, annoying for me because we've talked about this before in our literal first episode about reading fantasy books to beginners, and we were saying, you were like, you don't need a map, and I was like, I need a fucking map.
Yeah.
So we got a map of Crescent City in the book series, but we don't actually have a world map. Yeah. And I could have done so much with this because in doing this episode, I found online a map that has been created.
Oh, someone's done it.
Yeah. Okay. And it's the actual world, and it has helped me so much.
Do you have it?
I do. Yeah. I do. I have it. I'll put it up on the YouTube video as well. So they've broken down the world like into...
Oh, someone did that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Fuck, I love people. I just love the fantasy fucking community.
I know, everyone gets so into it.
Oh,
hey,
I love
we're
it.
just like one author has created this incredible world with all these characters, and then we just like go and live in it. And some people take it very intensely and
do.
Probably are more valid to have a podcast than you and I are.
Oh, so valid.
Everyone on YouTube, take it easy on us.
Oh my God, guys. Yeah, we're just two gals here just having a fucking good time. One of us doesn't have a memory. Like, it's like Alchemized. I'm like Helena from fucking Alchemized at this point in time.
And one of us is just new.
Yeah, and one of us is busy.
Yeah.
Okay? Sally's busy. She's fucking got a fucking zoo, a husband, and 49 businesses. So just fucking give us a break, okay?
Legit, please.
Give us a break.
We're doing our best.
We're just having fun.
Just here to have a good time, eh?
Literally.
No, actually, we had I've just sidetracked before we get into Crescent City, guys. It would be literally 2 minutes. Don't just take it easy on me.
Yeah.
Because I do want to give a shout out to, there was one girl that commented on our YouTube video of A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Oh, I think I've seen this.
Yeah, she's just good vibes. Where is it? take me to.
Yeah, the ACOTAR community is fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are fucking crazy.
I need to.
Love yous.
Debbie Turk 9241.
Love you.
10 days ago. Thanks, ladies. This was fun. And she just gave a really big comment about liking our ideas around Az being suspicious of more. She hopes Lucian ends up with Vassar. She's felt nothing between Elaine and Lucian, doesn't want them together personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, she just gave this really beautiful, and then gave her crazy theories as well. I was like, slay.
That's what we want.
Let's do it. Same as Simply Obsessing. She gave a really big, beautiful review as well. But she thinks the most appealing ending is that Elaine ends up with Azrael.
Right.
She says it's too cliche, however, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, just love you guys for commenting.
Agreed. Yeah, I love when we put stuff on YouTube, but I am always, and I love when I get the little email that's like, you got a new subscriber. I'm like, oh my God, amazing. But I do get slightly concerned every time I see the comment count go up and I'm like, oh, what have we done something? Have I said something?
Yeah, take it easy on us, guys.
Please. We're just two gals with a horse and a cat trying to have fun.
Yeah, we're just trying to have a good time. All right, okay, let's actually get into Crescent City now. So the world that we're in, I'm going to go on a macro perspective. The world that we're in is Midgard. That's the world. Now, there is 2 different continents, which somewhere along the way I missed. And I was just trying to piece together all these places in different places. But there's 2 different continents, right? We're going to look at the map on YouTube as well. The 2 different continents are Valbara, which is where Crescent City is. Yeah. Plus the Istros, which is the river, and Pangera, which is where Eternal City is in Karbala. Yeah. But essentially 2 different continents, and then there is a sacred Fae island called Avalon. So that's where we're at, right? Yes. But the majority, the whole book essentially is set in Crescent City so far from where I'm at book 1, book 2. Yeah. I don't know. Do we move into Pangera in book 3?
I can't remember, but I remember we move into the Sacred Fae Island. I remember the island.
That has started to pick up now. If Bryce's dad's just mentioned it because Cormac is from the Sacred Fae Island and he wants Bryce and Cormac to marry. Yeah. Don't jog your memory too hard. It's okay.
Okay. Me thinking I can remember the island, but I can't really remember Pangera.
Well, the first 2 books at least are definitely set just in Crescent City. The first book, essentially, because this is what we're doing this episode on, right, is in the city of Crescent City. Yep. And that is in Valbara. In the city, there are different districts or quarters for different species. So one of the biggest things with Crescent City,
very interesting,
is there is almost every freaking fantasy character, fantasy creature or being that there could be, except for if you go Lord of the Rings, there's no orcs or dwarves. But there's there's a lot. Fae, there's sprites, there's necromancers, there's witches, there's just everything. Yeah. So it is very the world. I'm actually relating it a lot to the Marvel worlds. If Crescent City was a movie, I feel like it would feel very much like Marvel.
Especially because it's more current time, obviously, than fucking ACOTAR or whatever.
It would remind me of Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. There's raccoons talking and there's, you know what I mean? There's there's otters and there's all sorts of different
Guardians
things.
Of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy is, it's giving me Crescent City, but less intergalactic travel. It's more
I totally get the correlation.
Yeah. So just understanding that there is a bunch of different species. And in the city, there's a lot of different quarters for people. So there's a place where the humans live. There's a place for the Fae. There's a wolf den where wolf and shifters live. Yeah. They're at the bottom of Crescent City off of there's a river that's kind of separating them is the Bone Quarter. And that is where people the dead go, essentially. Yes, the dead bodies will get put on a ship and they go to the Bone Quarter and that is where they go to rest. Yeah. There is also the meat market where the Viper Queen is, and she that's a weird kind of drug.
I remember I remember that.
It's giving me the kind of the drug section of the city that's very underground. Yes. Very there's a lot of
it's giving Patty's Market, Flemington Market. What is it?
Literally, that's what I have in my mind.
Same,
this
so do
big
I.
kind of shed market, but there's
warehouse.
A lot of shady shit going on there.
And then there's a little room up to some stairs, and that's where the fucking Viper Queen is, and all that fucking shit goes down.
Yeah, yeah. And there's the Central District, which is where the what do you call it? Our Micah, he's our top angel. Archangel.
Oh,
Archangel.
yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, yep. Archangel. Yeah, that's
Archangel.
another one. That's
Yeah.
another one. Yep.
So Central District is where he lives.
Yes.
So yeah.
And that's like what comes to my mind when I think about that? Like, where all the archangels are, where they're like, what am I picturing? Like,
I'm kind of thinking like Central City in a way.
yeah, but like the building itself that they're in.
Yeah, I think in my mind, I've always pictured
like
it like
dorm type of rooms, but like fucking a hospital vibe, like a clinical vibe.
yeah. I've really imagined it like. Have you watched Insurgent or Divergent?
Yes. Oh, yeah, true. Yeah.
I watched in Divergent. They have the fraction that is, or the faction, I think it is, that is the kind of corporate faction.
Yes.
But where Micah is, like the archangel and like the angels, I imagine it as this big kind of like city sky rise apartment thing, but then there is also this section which is just like dormitories and like staying in there.
That makes sense.
They're not super fancy. They're just kind of like rooms that you stay in, right?
Okay, yeah. Makes sense.
So yeah, big world picture. We've got Midgard. We're in Valbara, which is where Crescent City is, and that is where the book is based.
Yeah.
And in Crescent City, there's a lot of different quarters or districts that people reside in, right? Yeah. All beings that, like besides humans, are called Vanir. So everyone but humans are Vanir, which I think that struggled with me for a little bit because I was like, I thought Vanir were only the ones with like certain powers or maybe only like the higher up kind of things. But it's like everyone that's not human is Vanir.
Vanir, yeah.
So that is, I guess, the geography. But in Crescent City, there is 4 houses and there's the 3 books are named after them. So you've got House of Earth and Blood, which has humans, shifters, witches, fawn, and otters. House of Sky and Breath, which is the Fae, the Malachim, which is angels, sprites, sylph, and elementals. And then House of Flame and Shadows, which is all very scary, which is like the vampires and the necromancers and all of that. And what else was in the House of Flame and Shadow?
Can we Google?
Yeah, give it a Google because they're all like, that's kind of like a dark thing.
Yeah. I think. One sec. Let me have a look.
Yeah, they're a very like dark kind of house. And then there's a House of Many Waters, which I don't personally know much about the House of Many Waters.
Neither.
Not much is going on there. But maybe that's where like you've got your because there's mermaids and everything in there as well.
Yeah, so it says a quick look for here we go. House of Flame and Shadow. Daemonicae. I don't know if that's it. Reapers, wraiths, vampires, necros. And then the Many Waters is going to be river spirits, nymphs, kelpies, nox, and mer. Yeah. So like mermaids and stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
House of Flame and Shadow is like the dark, the reapers, the wraiths, vampires, necros, all that sort of stuff, which makes sense.
Yeah. And the House of Many Waters is very like, even though there's not a book on it, they are like the Mer, Tharian is a main character in it, and the Mer are very prominent. The Nox and the Sobex and stuff like that are very prominent as well. Sobex, cool creature that kind of freaked me out. I'm like, they're giving this.
Do we have a photo? One second.
I don't actually know if I've seen like any. You know what I've done a lot less of these days is look at AI.
Because you were deep in that for a second.
I loved it. Yeah, when I first started, because I was like, what is this world?
That's what it comes up with.
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of fucking freaky. I think because I'm kind of scared of water creatures. That's not what I thought of though. For some reason I have this kind of
I mean, that's just someone's fandom stuff. So
yeah, it's like a crocodile monster essentially.
Oh yeah. Oh well, yeah. I mean, that is a crocodile monster.
Yeah,
it's got the crocodile thing.
Yeah, just a big scary fucking
with an 8-pack.
Yeah,
why does it have a fucking 8-pack?
Like, jacked crocodile.
Why
monster.
are they so jacked? Yeah,
that's so funny. But yeah, so in Crescent City, there's those 4 houses, and essentially you can already tell just by saying this, and if you've already started reading it, how many creatures there are. So it's a very, very mixed baggy, and you just go along with it essentially. Yeah. Crescent City is one of those books you just kind of have to allow the time and falling into it, and then do this, like listen to the podcast that's gonna help you kind of get your world building, watch a few TikToks and just immerse yourself in that first 10 chapters especially, because it's a fucking great book.
Yeah, it is.
It's a fucking great book. It's just new and a lot.
Very different from ACOTAR.
Yeah. So moving on to the hierarchy, right? So in Crescent City, or in the world of Midgard, there is a hierarchy, which there is a lot in our fantasy books anyways. You know, you kind of need that hierarchy of people to have the leaders and the poor people, all that kind of stuff. But essentially power imbalance. So the leaders of Midgard are called the Asteri, and there's 7 of them, but one has been killed previously by an archangel. So there's 6 Asteri that sit on. There's 7 thrones for the Asteri, but there's only 6 alive. So 6 that sit on the throne. They live in the Eternal City, and that is in Pangera, which is a top continent.
Yeah.
So they are there. They're kind of the all rulers, and we find out, you know, they've kind of come in with, you know, veneer and stuff like that, and they've just like ruled over humans, that humans used to kind of rule this world. But anyways, the Asteri are leading, and they're very like, they kind of have like a bit of a loose leash.
They do, yeah.
They're not like super domineering and like, you know, everything's fucked and whatever, but they also are like creating their own world. And there's always like, well, for one, humans are like being really kind of like put through war, and you know, they've got like slaves are a thing, and there's a lot that goes on that's like the Asteri's rule essentially isn't ideal.
Yes.
And they, you know, shouldn't essentially have this just random gods ruling over them. So they're there, they live in the Eternal City, and there are a lot of fucked up shit that happens underneath them. So they are kind of bad, right?
Yeah.
Then you've got the archangels, and so they're under the Asteri, and then under the Asteri or under the archangels are the heads of the districts or the houses. So you have like even like the Fae, they have the Autumn King, and the wolves have their alphas, and there's like leaders of each kind of district or house that they're also, you know, they're essentially in the hierarchy, but they're under the influence of the archangels. They have to answer to the archangels. And then there's the auxiliary, which are kind of like police vibes.
Yeah.
So the ox is what they're called, and they're just like, I always keep thinking like the ox cord, but they're like AUX, but they're like, they're pretty much your police of the Crescent City essentially. Yeah. And then our archangel Micah, who is the main in the first book, he is our main archangel of Crescent City to start. He has his own little Imperial Legion, which is called the 33rd. Yeah. So that's kind of his own private legion. Yeah. So that's the hierarchy. Asteri lead Midgard, and everyone has to answer to the Asteri. Then there's the archangels, who are leaders of like cities and different kind of areas of Midgard. Then the head of the districts and the houses, then the auxiliary, and the archangels tend to have their own private region as well. So that is the world that we start off with, which there's
I think that was a really good overview, because I had completely forgotten that they had like the different quarters or like the districts. I remember reading it, and it reminded me of, there was a couple of things actually. One of the things I was just going to say is the Asteri. What was it called in Twilight, where they had the higher vampires? Wasn't it the Asteri?
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of the vampires in Twilight. The Volturi, sorry. Yes, but kind of Asteri, Volturi. Like, when I remember reading it and remembering and thinking, fuck, that reminds me a little bit of like the Twilight concept with the ancient vampires. And then the districts reminded me a bit of like, kind of like Hunger Games, sort of. Slightly different, obviously, with the mythical creatures and stuff, and like the Bone Quarter and everything. But the district vibe kind of reminded me of like, okay, segregation, like lowlies, higher up, sort of so on and so forth. But I think that was a good breakdown. Yeah. Well, the districts, I guess they're not really like in line of like poor, like, because in Hunger Games it's like the further you get, like District 1 is like super royalty, like just rich as, and then District 12 is like everyone's fucked, so, and poor and starving. But this one's more that like the districts are just separate creatures or to be able to identify
species essentially. But pretty freaking cool, cool concept.
Yes, I do agree.
Different when you've spent the fantasy world not in a urban fantasy. That was one of my trivia questions on the Ultimate Romantasy actually. I said, what is the name of the genre of fantasy that is set in a modern city modern city setting? Did people get it? There were a few that got it. So urban. That was good. That was kind of like a half question. Half the people got it and half the people didn't. Cool. Well, let's go through the chapters. So we'll start off with chapter 1 as a bit of a reflection. So there was a wolf at the gallery door. That was actually another trivia question. I said, what book series starts off with the sentence, there was a wolf at the gallery door?
Yeah.
So essentially, chapter 1, we're introduced to Bryce, who is our FMC. She is this gorgeous, red-headed, voluptuous, stiletto wearing makeup girl.
Again, very different.
So different. Yeah. She's like, and she's like texting and whatever else. So we're introduced to Bryce. She works at a gallery owned by someone called Jessica, who is a 400-year-old witch that defected from House of Flame and Shadow, but only answers to the Underking. There are two kind of characters, plus Danica is Bryce's best friend. So to start off the book, we're introduced to Bryce. Danica rocks up to hang out with her at the gallery. Danica is a wolf. And she's actually the leader of a wolf pack that is part of the auxiliary, which is those police kind of vibes,
the
right?
Ox squad.
The Ox, yeah. She's pretty like known to be, anyways, I'll get into that in a minute. But her granddad is the prime of the wolves, right? And her mum is the prime apparent. So
Sabine.
Prime of the wolves is obviously like the leader. She's in that kind of line where her granddad's the prime, and Sabine is her mum, who is the prime apparent. And then Danica is known to be this kind of rumor going around that if she makes the drop where essentially she comes into her full power, that she is going to be one of the most powerful wolves, and essentially people are saying maybe she should be the prime apparent, not her mom.
Are you going to explain what the drop is?
I will, yeah.
Okay,
that's chapter 2. So I'm just doing chapter 1. Essentially we just find out with Bryce,
couple of key characters,
Jessica, Danica, and we also meet Lahaba, which Lahaba is
the little sprite.
Yeah, the little fire sprite. I've never come across a fire sprite in a book, so
cute.
I know, so cute.
I can't remember where you're up to. I'm thinking of something in my head. I'm not going to say it because you might not be there, but like, oh my God, love her so much.
Yeah. Lahaba's very, very cute. I'm going to try and not do any spoilers for after the chapter 1 to 5.
Yeah.
Because I just want this to be.
That's why I was just going to say something, but then I was like, I don't think you're even there yet. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just do chapter 1 to 5.
We're trying
if anyone's trying to read it, then.
It's really hard, guys, with stuff like this to do, especially like only a couple of chapters, because you want to add context to things maybe that might not make sense now or might come up. And then I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you kind of got to like rein yourself
doing our best. Yeah, you're doing your best.
We've also found out in chapter 1 that Bryce and Danica have matching tattoos that Danica made Bryce get when they were drunk.
Yeah.
And also that Danica put this guy in jail called Philip Briggs.
Yeah.
And essentially he is like one of the leaders of the human rebels, and he blew up like a nightclub and he was pretty like brutal in his ways. So Danica got him, and he was like really hard to catch. She got him, put him into jail. So she's this powerful wolf that's done some good deeds and essentially is like looking to be a leader in the wolf realm.
Yeah.
So that's chapter 1 all wrapped up.
Yeah. If only it was like that in the actual book. You've put it into 3 dot points, which summarizes it well, but
it's a lot.
Would have been 40 pages or something.
Yeah, which is a lot to digest when you're coming into a world with 1,000,001 different characters and things. But that's just any kind of fantasy book. Any good fantasy book anyway is probably going to take you on a ride. Okay, so chapter 2, Jessica asks Bryce. Bryce gets her first quest, essentially. She asks Bryce to get something called Luna's Horn, which is an ancient Fae relic. So we know at this point that Bryce is half human, half Fae. She's, Jessica's her boss, and she's very like, you do this for me, and that is it. Like she's what I say goes kind of thing. Yeah. She can also
runs a tight ship.
Yeah, Jessica can like turn people into animals, and she's like a bit evil in that sense.
That she can.
She's always threatening
like
Bryce.
A little rat or something, a little mouse. What is she threatened to turn her into?
1,000,001 different things. Yeah, every new like paragraph is like,
something
I'm going to
different.
turn you into a worm.
Yeah. Oh, the worm.
Turn you into this. Yeah. So Jessica's put a bit of a quest on Bryce to get this ancient Fae relic, but our archangel Micah, who we were talking about before, of Crescent City, like the Archangel of Crescent City, he wants it too. And he's offering a big sum. Yeah. In his 33rd Legion, there is a guy called the Umbra Mortis who can wield lightning, and Archangel Micah has him looking for it too. Yeah. So we're set up with this quest where Bryce from the gallery and then our Umbra Mortis is looking for them in separate kind of things.
Yeah.
We're then introduced to Danika's wolf pack. So she's the leader of a wolf pack, and the second in charge is Connor Holstrom, and the third is a girl called Nathalie.
Yeah.
So we find out as well about about her kind of like her pack and the kind of energy that they have around that.
Yeah.
Then there's a bit of talk about what the drop is.
Yeah.
And the drop is essentially something that all of our creatures that have powers choose to do at whatever age they want to.
Yeah.
And they have to kind of, I guess, go internally and make a drop into their power. And it's essentially this kind of like, I don't know, psychological journey.
Is there something they have to touch, or am I thinking about something else?
I know Bryce ends up touching the gate.
The gate.
Yeah.
But that's not requirement for the drop, right?
I'm not sure,
Okay.
to be honest with
All
you,
right,
off the top of my head. No, that's all right. But they do need someone with them
Yes.
to like help them through the drop and
That's
bring them
right.
back.
Bring them back.
Because they
Yep,
drop into their power depending on how far that power goes.
Yep.
And then once they get there, they've got to make the journey back up
Yep.
through their power. And essentially you can be lost down
Yep.
there. If you don't make it back up in a certain amount of time,
Yes, I remember
then
that.
your body will die
Yep.
and you'll just be stuck in the drop zone.
Yep.
So there's a bit of a thing there. Danica, because you need someone with you and someone you kind of trust and love to kind of help bring you back.
Yep.
Danica and Bryce have decided to do that together at age 27.
Yep.
Which I had to have a laugh because it's like they chose age 27 because it's like the perfect age in where like you've come into your womanly body but you're not too old yet and you're kind of like at your
Me,
peak.
27 tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, true. They're like, this is your peak.
Is this me?
Yeah.
I
I would choose 27 too. I don't want my like
Yeah.
fucking 21-year-old self when I look back at photos
What
now.
age would you pick? That's
I thought I was hot as fuck at 23,
Oh, no.
but I was not.
No.
I'm in my prime now, definitely.
Yeah, you definitely are. Definitely are. I think I would pick, I don't know. I think I'd pick like 25. I think I'd pick like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Or I think I'm going to get really hot at like 30.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to really lock in soon.
Yeah.
Soon. I don't know when, but soon I'll lock in.
Yeah. I reckon any time between like 27 to 32.
You know, that's a good one actually, because I've been seeing some fucking, like, I've seen some TikToks before where like women are like me at 21 versus me at 31 and they look fucking incredible at
I'm
31.
going to do that because me at 21 was not it.
I was gonna say I know, but like, I don't mean to shame you.
babe.
I don't mean to shame you, but you really have gotten better with age.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look way better now.
Yeah.
But we all do. Like, we all truly do. You think that like that's totally different things. So I think I would pick 27 to like 31,
Yeah.
as an age.
I would pick me now.
Yeah.
I'm
All
hot
right.
now.
Love that. Yeah, I'm very happy for you. That was like Erin last night, how she was, do you remember how she was
Because I'm
explaining
like a good-looking girl.
good-looking girl. Oh, I was pissing when she said that because I was like, true sis.
Legit
I love that.
though.
I love that.
We're a bunch of beautiful girls.
Yep, so true. Love
I'm
it.
all right with that. So like, when Mon rocked up and I was like, look at us beautiful fucking
girls.
queens. Like, I'm just, that was, I always remember my mum said that to me because my like, I think you and Laws, did you meet my mum?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, because I remember.
I mean, not often. Like, I think I met her once or twice.
Yeah. For some reason, I remember Laws being there. Maybe all of us girls came over my place or something. I don't know. But everyone left, and I was like looking on like everyone leaving. I was like, said to my mum, I was like, my friends are like all so beautiful.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh well, doesn't that just tell you that you're also beautiful?
Yeah.
She's like, you're a beautiful girl hanging out with beautiful,
Beautiful
girls. I was
girls. Oh, that's so nice. That's beautiful.
But yeah, so I laughed at that because I was like, 27
Yeah.
is probably where I would drop to.
Yep. Good pick.
But they're doing that together, right? They're besties, whatever. We're introduced to Bryce's mum, Ember, and found out that Bryce's mum left Bryce's dad because he was like abusive and then married this man called Randall, who is another war daddy hero
Yes.
that teaches Bryce all of the tips and tricks of being a fucking cool fighter girl.
Yeah. I was going to say assassin, but not an assassin.
yeah,
Just like
yeah.
a fighter, yeah.
Yeah. They don't live in Crescent City. They live somewhere else that's like
Yeah.
further away and they're nice and safe.
Yeah.
We're also introduced to Bryce's other friend's Fury Axter, who's
She's cool.
a possible assassin,
Yes.
but not assassin, very
Yes.
secretive. No one knows who she is or what her
Yeah.
power is.
Yeah.
She's giving Akatar.
No. Akatar.
Yeah. Fuck. Wow. It really does get harder as the
Who are
time
you
goes
talking about?
on.
Not one of the sisters.
Amryn.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
she's giving Amren.
Yes.
And Sarah J. Maas tends to have this. There's this
the one
very secret. We don't know what she's going to be, where she's come from kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So if you're Axtar's like that, and then Juniper is a deer shifter and a ballet dancer. We kind of like also know that that Bryce is also a previous dancer, and she wanted to be in the ballet, but then her didn't have the body type or whatever. So, but she loves to dance.
Yeah.
So,
Juniper's such a nice name as well, by the way.
Juniper is a nice
When I
name.
read this, I was like, oh, Juniper, that's such a cute name.
Yeah.
Because what is juniper? That's an actual, is that
I think it's a berry.
Juniper, is that a berry? Sorry guys, sidetrack. Juniper. Yeah, it is. Sorry, sidetrack guys. Juniper, it says juniper's a tree and shrub, but I don't know, something might be a berry or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I was just wanting to look up a picture of Juniper as well and see her. So
have they done fanfic on that?
Yeah, no, because Juniper's not a shifter, sorry, but she is like part deer.
Yeah,
she's a fawn.
Yes, but does she look like that all the time?
Yeah, so she's got she's got horns. Yeah,
that's right.
So I said it and I was like, no, she's not a shifter.
She just looks like that all the time.
But she's a fawn, yeah.
Yes.
So there's she's kind of like a cross between like a deer and
cute.
human. Yeah, she is very cute.
Deer is so cute.
Yeah. Okay, last thing in chapter 2 was that in Crescent City also, the city has gates.
Yeah.
So they're like these big quartz gates kind of things. And each district has one. So there's 7 districts in the city. And they have these things called ley lines that you can speak through the gate. So if you put your hand on the gate,
that's right.
then you can essentially talk to one of the other gates as well, which was like super random to me. And that
was very random.
I had to read that paragraph a couple of times because I'm like, I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, I think I was like, I don't really understand.
Yeah.
But how you summarized it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, well, Bryce and Danica, they go into the city together, and essentially when you go to the gate and you want to speak through it or whatever, you have to give a little drop of your power.
Yeah.
And so it's like this funny thing because there's all these tourists in the city too. Like Crescent City is a big tourist city, which I always find so funny because like, and the tourists like Bryce and Danica's quite like a celebrity in a way because she's like a prime apparent or like, well, should be. And so, there's tourists hanging around all the time taking photos and
Such
stuff.
a weird thing.
Yeah. And so it's a bit of like a funny thing to do is go and like, touch the gate to speak through the ley lines, but it's a little bit of like no one's really using them for anything. So that's, chapter 1 and 2, we're, really just kind of understanding a few different like foundational lines of the relationships and the characters.
Yeah.
Chapter 3, we're in Bryce and Danica's apartment. So they live together. It's a bit shitty because Bryce doesn't really have as much money as Danica, and she didn't want to Danica was just happy to live with wherever Bryce wanted to live. So they live in this pretty shitty apartment. Yeah. But the wolf pack is in the apartment hanging out, and they're essentially talking about how this Philip Briggs guy that Danica put into prison is essentially being released.
Yes.
And Danica's pretty pissed about it, and they're like all kind of chatting about how that's going to go down. There's Connor there, which is her second in line of the wolf pack. And then we're also introduced to this guy called Ethan, which is Connor's little brother.
Yes.
And he's like a sunball player, real kind of like gives me what a high school romance book would have as like your typical like footy player kind of vibe. Like just like, short cut blonde hair, jacked, baseball cap kind of vibe. So they're all basically just hanging out in the apartment at this second in chapter 3.
Yeah.
And they're also talking about how 2 Crescent City University students got killed at a temple. And at that temple is where the horn
that's right.
Yeah. So Jessica and Micah are having
to look
Bryce and the Umbra Mortis look for this horn.
Yeah.
Essentially the horn was stolen from a temple, and then 2 Crescent City students got killed at that temple when there was like a blackout in the city, right? So because the wolf pack is a part of the orcs, they're all like discussing this and how it happened and what went down.
Yeah.
And also Danica's mum Sabine is like a total fucking cow.
Oh, hate her.
Yeah, she just has so much hate, and she like hates Danica because she's going to be more powerful than her, which is her own daughter, but she's like literally just an asshole essentially.
So crazy. Yeah, I hate her.
And she
blames Danica.
She blames Danica for it.
The horn going missing and the 2 deaths, right?
Yeah, because the wolf pack were supposed to be on patrol that night at the temple. So she blames them. And then essentially Connor is asking Bryce out. They've got like a little flirty thing going on. Yeah. And Bryce is always in these like, you know, skimpy little outfits, walking around in her little PJs and her little short skirts and her heels and stuff like that.
Such a weird thing.
So yeah, there's this moment where she's about to go out for a date with this guy that she's seeing, and then Connor's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's time we work on this thing that's between us. Like it's been happening for ages. Let's do it. And she was like, no, I'm going out with this fucking guy, whatever. She calls him, she doesn't want to date a wolf because they're an alpha hole, essentially. Yeah. She doesn't want the whole alpha male vibe. So she's kind of stayed away from him.
Yeah.
Anyways, she goes out with this guy, Reed, which is a total fucking dick.
I know, I remember that.
Yeah, he rocks up late to the date and then he's just like totally like nonchalant, but like just really fucking
assholey.
Yeah, just really shit vibes.
Yeah.
And then he said something, I don't know, he said something offensive to her. I don't know if it was about her being half fae, half human or what it was, but she was essentially just like, you know what?
Fuck this. Yeah, peace.
Fuck you. Yeah. Walks out, messages Connor, says, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. We're doing it. But moving into chapter 4, she, that essentially was chapter 4. She goes on the date.
And then it went really bad.
Whatever. And then she asked Juniper and Fury to go clubbing with her.
I remember this.
At this place called the White Raven. She's like, you know what? Shit date. I'm fucking over it.
We're gonna
go clubbing. We're going to the White Raven, which is where everyone goes to just party and do heaps of drugs and get on it and just send it. So she asked Juniper and Fury to come. And then she's also said like, who's got bags? Let's get on it.
Fury was the one that told her to stay away from the drug, right? I think
Fury was, yeah. So she was asking Fury for any drugs. She goes, I don't want fucking trip balls. Just give me like whatever. Yeah. And then Fury said, stay away from this drug called synth.
This drunk drug. Stay away from this drug.
When you're podcasting, there's so many words.
Yes.
Stay away from this drug called synth. Yeah. And so we're introduced to this kind of like, okay, there's this weird drug on the market right now.
Not good.
So anyways, Fury and her get on it. Yeah. And then Bryce gets all fucked up and she goes, you know what? And she's messaging Danica and she goes, I'm not with Connor yet. Yeah. I've just agreed. So it doesn't mean I can't have fun tonight. You know? And in true Bryce form, she goes and she fucks some dude in the bathroom. Yeah. And she's like texted Danica about it. Yeah. And then she's like, whatever, I'm coming home. Yeah. So at some point in chapter 4 as well, we get a little bit, I don't know if this is during her date with Reed, but we do get a bit of information about sidetrack from the like storyline, but we're getting a bit of information about how the Veneer actually got to Midgard. Yeah. So there's a place called the Northern Rift. That's a thin place between realms, and that's up in Pangea, right? And in doing this, because they've said the Northern Rift so many times, I'm at the end of book 2, I'm like, what the fuck is the Northern Rift? Yeah. But I finally figured out the map. The map helps so much. Give me a map and I'll know. Yeah. So it's this thin place between realms that like people can cross over from realms. Not that that's happening all the time, but there is like this rift there, right? And that's up in Pangea. And we also know that there is a war going on that is essentially where the humans are fighting to have power in Midgard. And if they are caught, if there's like, they're kind of like the rebellion. So there's a war against the rebels and like, well, I don't think we find out the name of them yet, but there's a war that's essentially like human rebels, but there are also like some Veneer that fight for the humans as well. And the Asteri kind of, the Veneer essentially, or the Asteri kind of rule. So if the humans do get caught being in the rebels, they will become slaves essentially. Or any other people known to help the rebels as well, they will become slaves.
You're currently anonymous anteater, by the way, in the document.
You're a mink today. You're a mink.
I don't know the fuck that is.
I don't know why that is.
Neither.
I do love it though.
No, same.
I do love it.
Same. I'm like, what are we going to get
I don't
next?
want it to change.
What are we going to get next?
I'm actually surprised that they have so many animals to work through because it's different every time.
I want to see worm next. Like little wormy worm.
Little bookworm. Okay, so we're going to get into chapter 5, which is a jaw drop chapter. Because if you get through to chapter 5 and you finish it, you're like, what the fuck
just happened? I know. Crazy.
What was the point?
Crazy.
What was the point in all of it?
It was like my comparison is like when with Game of Thrones, how they kill off fucking Ned's. No, is it Ned Stark?
Yeah, Ned Stark. Yeah,
like episode 2.
Main fucking character, bro.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
Anyway.
so wild. So anyways, at the end of chapter 4, Bryce is going home and then she comes into chapter 5. She's going back to her apartment where the wolf pack should still be. They all had pizza. They're all doing their thing. And she's coming back and she starts tripping dick because Fury gave her tripsies, which she didn't want. So, and she was going, oh, I didn't want to fucking trip out. So she's trying to open the apartment. Oh no, she goes up and she's trying to open the door to the apartment building.
Yeah.
And it's just a whole scene. She's all fucking wigged out. And then she gets to her apartment door and it's crumpled in.
Yeah.
And it's just like alarm bells in her fucking head.
She's like,
what the
what's
fuck is going on? She goes into the apartment and the whole pack of wolves is just torn to shreds and there's just blood everywhere. Danica's just gone. Everyone's just torn to shreds. It's ribbons in essentially in Sarah J. Maas's words.
Loves the ribbons.
Loves a fucking,
torn to ribbons.
Yeah,
that's
so yeah, super sad. Imagine tripping, well, don't imagine, this kind of, we're in a fantasy book here, but she's tripping balls and she comes home to her best friend and the whole wolf pack just completely fucking torn apart. And there is like a thing that's in the fucking apartment, like a monster, some sort of monster, right? And so whatever she kind of sees is in the like shadows, it jumps out of the apartment and like runs out of the apartment. And then so she just starts legging it after this fucking monster. That we later find out is a demon, right? Because there's demons in the world.
Yeah.
So runs out and chases this fucking demon. She's going through the streets and she's got all the like fucking hyper speed going on. And then she finds in the alleyway the monster has started tearing into this angel that has big white wings and it's essentially like eaten his leg or it's bitten him or whatever. Oh no, it was actually his like chest. Yeah, he's like this demon was like tearing this angel to fucking pieces.
Tearing into ribbons.
Yeah. And essentially Bryce then goes and she helps the angel she fights the demon and scares it off and saves the angel. But she ends up getting a massive tear in her leg, like traumatic fucking injury from this demon's like
claw?
Yeah.
Talons,
yeah. These ones.
Talon, claw, something. Yeah.
And then it finishes there. And I think, I can't remember if the end of chapter 5 or start of chapter 6, but the Umbra Mortis rocks up as well. He's part of the 33rd Legion and the AUX. So he, the orcs called. So he rocks up as well. Yeah. And then that's kind of it. So chapter 5 is a
crazy. That's all 5, just 5 chapters.
Yeah. Really fucking sends it on chapter 5. So
yeah, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just bringing back a lot because as you're talking, I'm like, yep, that's it. That's right. Oh yeah, fuck, they do die in chapter 5. Like I forgot how quick and how early they fucking die. Oh, that makes me so sad.
Yeah, it is very sad.
Do you think that you'll do... Like, what do you reckon? How do you reckon you'll group the chapters moving forward? Or do you think you'll just do chapters 1 to 5? Do you think you'll do like another recap episode of more chapters? Or do you think you'll probably wait and do like a full summary?
I reckon I'll probably wait and do a full summary.
Yeah. Because I think the first 5, like you said, are very important, very crucial to understand.
Yeah.
And to get an understanding of like the districts, the different characters, the different creatures and all that sort of stuff. Different, islands. Yeah, different islands and all that sort of stuff. Whereas then the rest of it's probably just a normal book review.
Yeah. I really highly suggest, like I'm definitely a map kind of gal. But I think just having that like this map that's been, I guess, put up on Reddit and it's on Google as well. But if you just type in map of Midgard, that can really help because you get the Crescent City map. Yeah. But then you also have the map of Midgard, which really helped me just understand. Because you can see as well, like as you get further into the book, like you've got the Istros, which is the river that runs through. Then there's like the Ocean Queen's Court, which is the Haldron Sea. So you can see the sea that splits Valbara and Pangera. Yeah. And that the Northern Rift is like this kind of dark cloud over this thing that's like further away. There's like the Eternal City. Like you can just, it helps me kind of go, oh, I totally get it now. Yeah. I didn't even know what Avalon really was, you know what I mean? Then when I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's right. It's an island.
I wonder why she wouldn't include that.
Yeah.
I wonder why she wouldn't include that.
Yeah, it's helpful. It's heaps helpful.
Yeah, if you're more of a visual person.
I'm just not much of a map of like a city. Like even in Six of Crows where they had the map of Ketterdam, I'm like,
doesn't really do much for me.
Give me the big macro map that's going to help me kind of go, okay, this is the city here, there. I can make up cities in my mind and essentially we're just...
That's a good point.
Yeah, but I'm like, just to give the overarching kind of
thank God
picture.
we've got dedicated fans that do that. Put the map together.
Yeah. The first comment on the thing is like someone says, this makes it so much sense. My brain never pieced together where some of these places were in relation to each other.
Perfect.
Yeah. And someone said, I definitely needed a bigger map than the city one at the front. Yeah. Could have also done with a list of characters.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, very, very good. So definitely start with that map. Read the first 5 chapters and then also do your own listen to this recap, which I'm sure you have by now if you're at this point. But yeah, do the recap things of a couple different characters and of the hierarchies because it'll help you in the long run to get a better
100%. Yeah, 100%.
And that's it.
Yeah, perfect, guys. Like we said before, go easy on us because one of us has no memory, like I said, and we're trying here. And this is just a lighthearted recap. We've probably missed some things. We're going to miss some things in a lot of the reviews that we do, guys. Can't remember everything.
Yeah. We never came here to be professionals. No. So let's get that straight.
Absolutely
to the community.
Yeah, absolutely not. And it's look at everything we just covered off in 5 chapters.
Yeah.
Like it's so fucking easy to forget things or think that this happened, but that actually happened. Like it's so easy to misconstrue things and like explain them back differently to how they happened or just forget things. So cut us a break.
It's just the world when you start doing something, it's like,
of course, there's always going to be people that are like, well, actually, well, why don't you do it then?
Yeah.
Come on the podcast, sit here and do it, okay? With the dog and the cat.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, let us know your thoughts. Let us know if you were overwhelmed with the chapters 1 to 5. If you're like, what the fuck with Danica and the pack dying, let us know your thoughts. Leave us a comment. And I have a feeling we'll probably do a review. Yeah. Maybe when you do book 2, book 3.
Yeah, I reckon I'd do a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, perfect.
Sure.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much for listening in, guys, and we will catch you on the next one.